bayous of Louisiana to the bluffs of Tennessee. A shadow on the water, wild as the wind can be. He learned the game from river rats, with cards worn thin and frayed, chasing value in the shadows where the betting lines don't stay. Floating down the stream, we always do it live, seeing spots and placing wagers that others cannot find. When green is on the cashboard, the chat begins to sing. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed Jack is king. The books come a-calling with movement on the odds. We take the dive and do it live and pray to the gambling gods. Those Mississippi River nights, where the stream is running fast, the one-eyed Jack has visions, spots that always cash. Floating down the river, we always do it live, seeing spots and placing wagers that others cannot find. When green is on the cashboard, the chat begins to sing. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed Jack is king. Now the years have carved his face like driftwood on the shore. He knows when to walk away, when to settle up the score. Under midnight's quiet stream, with the stars as witness true, the gambler's heart beats steady. It's the stream that's calling you. Floating down the river, we always do it live, seeing spots and placing wagers that others cannot find. When green is on the cashboard, the chat begins to sing. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed Jack is king.
What's up, fellas? Merry Christmas. Look at this terrible lighting I got. Oh, isn't that nice? How's everyone doing? Figured I'd do this a live stream for no reason whatsoever. Let's make sure it's recording too. Hope everyone had a great holiday. Oh, maybe I should talk about this right here. First of all, Merry Christmas to St. Patty. He got me this hat. I think he thought it was going to be a joke, but in reality, this is my new favorite hat. I've always liked these hats. And so this is an Ottoman Empire. It's a Turkish hat from the Ottoman Empire, 13th century. It's called a Bork hat, a Bork, B-O-R-K, like fork, but Bork. And it's pretty sick. It's pretty warm. Nice leather on top. And yeah, I've pretty much been wearing it all Christmas, which has been awesome. It's 75 degrees here in Florida, and I'm wearing my Bork hat. So there you go. I wanted to do an end of the year recap for everyone, and just go over some of the good news that we had this year, and then talk about the even better news that we're going to have coming into 2026, because everything's coming together, guys. Timing is everything. And our timing is perfect because Paramount deal coming up, Paramount Plus, is going to give access to more and more people. That is going to give people the itch to get a little action in, do a little gambling, as they say. And there's a lot of stuff going on. Most people will think that I am like for all the, just willy-nilly gambling everywhere. Everyone's lives revolve around gambling. DraftKings gets to put on 100 commercials every time you watch an NFL game. The game itself is sponsored by FanDuel and all that stuff. And I want to make something very, very clear. The bookies are not our friends. They never have never have been, and never will be. And it's very simple why. They have a business model. Their business model is to offer odds on events, fights, or what have you, politics, football, basketball, whatever. Ping pong in Taiwan at 3 in the morning. You can bet on anything, but they want to offer you odds, and they take what's called the VIG, the vigorish. Minus 110, minus 110. That is standard. Some books get a little greedy. They go minus 115, minus 115. If they're offering minus 120, minus 120, just don't even use them. There's no point. It's like playing blackjack at a 6-5 table instead of a 3-2. You can't win. The math isn't on your side. And today we're going to talk about the math. We have fun. We got VSP in the chat. We got Patty on the ones and the twos. Patty giving out giving us some AI music, and we have a good time. But I started this channel originally, and I think Patty started his channel originally as well, but just different avenues. I started mine to have people place better bets and to think about betting as investing as an investment opportunity, to think about the math behind it, never to guarantee returns. If somebody is guaranteeing you that you're going to win, they are lying. It's just they're either lying on purpose or they're arrogant and ignorant as to how math works, and how if you're flipping a 50-50 coin and you're paying minus 110 on the VIG, that coin needs to be 52.4% chance of landing on your side in order for you to make any money at all. And every time you flip, let's say you go $100 a flip, every time you flip, you have about a 5% negative edge. And so you're losing about $5 every flip. Now, of course, you lose 100 or you make 100, but think abstractly, that's what math is. When you do a bunch of flips, a million flips, let's say, you will get vigged out eventually if you are not placing bets with an edge. And so we're going to go over the edge. We're going to go over gambling in general, and also talk a little bit about the dangers coming up in the next couple of years with, we have a whole new paradigm when it comes to gambling. Just 10 years ago, it's considered completely not going to happen. It was relegated to people who found offshore stuff and all this stuff. What's up inside Harsh? Harsh? Straight from Harsh. What's up, brother? From India, I think, if I remember correctly. Hey, Harsh, what do you guys celebrate for Christmas? What's the Hindi? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you're good. Do you do anything? Is Christmas like part of it, or is there a whole other deal going on over there during this time? I'll let you answer that, but I'm going to keep going here. So let's go. VSP in the chat. Are you kidding me? VSP, how is your Christmas? You like my hat, VSP? Very Roos Viking of me. All right. One day I'll get VSP right on the screen. We can talk to the Viking himself. Okay, so what was I saying? I want to talk about, gambling in general. What I think where it is going in 2026, how that relates to betting on the UFC, specifically live betting, and also the system. So I worked through a system this year. I did 2 different systems. I was back and forth and all that. But, what I found, and what I'm going to show you with the graphs and the numbers, is that by focusing on live, we clearly have a higher advantage betting live, almost double than we do. Well, it's probably even more than double, to be honest. I don't think there is much. I know there's no advantage pre-fight, and I think that betting props has an advantage when you're using it as a hedge in the live betting spots. And so we'll go over that, go over some strategy. I'm not going to go over all the numbers in depth because number one, I don't want, I'm going to keep some stuff to myself. Like I'm going to keep you guys can watch the stream, you can enjoy it. And you can absolutely tail the picks and all that. But I'm not gonna give out grandma's secret recipe, You gotta just eat grandma's food. So I'm gonna get a smoke here too. I mean I'm quitting, by the way, guys. Announcement. I'm good. I'm good. There some of the religions celebrate, some not. Okay, cool. Little of this, little of that. That's how I am. I do a little of this, I do a little of that. I got a saint candle in the background while I wear a Turkish Islamic hat. What are you gonna do? I think all the religions are dope, dude. And I gotta get some Indian stuff too. Maybe a little Hindi icons, some text. Yeah, we're quitting these bad boys, guys. So this will be the recap of 2025, and it'll be the end of an era. As my Boston family would say, era. By the way, Mayday. Got Patriots gear for Christmas. Got this sick hat. I mean, honestly, fellas, living the dream. Not really, but we're making the dream become a reality. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay? Let's cover gambling in general and DraftKings and all that and the promotion of everything first. I'm going to let VSP answer your questions, Inside Harsh, with everything. He knows a lot, so because I just want to kind of I'm doing part of this because I want to lay out an overall thing so we can go back, watch it, understand it. Maybe I can clip it up and put out the key points, but here's what I see happening right now. Sports betting is a market. Sports betting is just like the stock market, and the people who actually perfected and figured out how to use math, leverage, and hedging, and all that kind of stuff originally started as gamblers, horse racing, all that. And it originally started out with communication lines, getting inside information about whatever. Insider information in stocks is illegal, obviously, and it should be illegal. It's unfair. And the one thing we want is fair games. We want to play fair games. However, you as a sports bettor are only as good as your information. So you can only get so lucky so long. You will never beat the market if you don't have an edge. You have to figure out one way or the other. And an edge is discovered through information. Information is the key to an edge. And it's how many people know the information as opposed to how many people don't know it. So if a very small percentage of people have information that leads to a better prediction on the outcome of an event, that's the edge. If everyone knows the information, the edge gets gobbled up. There is no edge. So I think we will have an edge for sure for at least a year, maybe more. As this stream grows, the edge will go down. And I'm okay with that because honestly, like I said before, I'm not a very greedy person. I love money. I love making money. I love this. I love the sport of it, but I don't, I want other people to make money too. And I don't want, what I really don't want is something which I love, which is gambling. and just the art of it, the beauty of it, the math of it. I do not want the next generation getting absolutely crushed, because they are going to get crushed. They're going to get crushed by these big sports books because their marketing is insane. It's, they have so much marketing budget. They inundate you with buttons that they know you're gonna, they know they're gonna get you. They hire the best people, the best behavioral psychologists to know what is going to get you in the door and what is going to for sure lock them in a profit. So that's the first thing. The sports book is not your friend. Like, I'm not going to be sponsored by any of these people and they're not people. I appreciate their service, but they are your competition. You are there to extract money out of the sports books, period, end of story. And they're there to extract it out of you. And it sounds harsh, but it's reality. And if they don't extract the money out of you, there is no sports book. So some people are going to lose. My goal is to, at least give information to the few who want to hear it on how you can potentially not lose, and you can treat it like the stock market and treat it as a game, a fun game to play. I'm going to go over bankroll and things like that, because the other thing is, it's not a get rich quick scheme. Gambling never will be. Anything that's worth it, where you have an edge, it takes discipline, risk management, and capitalizing on opportunity. And so this is not a 12-leg parlay type of podcast. And as a matter of fact, if you're doing those 12-leg parlays, I guarantee you're going to lose long term. I guarantee you. And so do the sports books. And that's why they promote it to you. So when DraftKings tells you deposit 5, they're going to profit boost. And Carissa Thompson, her fine ass, comes up on screen and she's like, yeah, take this prop plus 400. Look at me. It's like DraftKings is sponsoring her to tell you that. So they want you to lose. They need you to lose. So don't do it. Don't follow them. They are playing on your emotion of get rich quick. They're playing on you like a lottery. They're saying you can win a big payout, and you'll see the tweets will go out. This better put $5, and with a 14-leg parlay, he won $32,000. Okay. Now tell me about every single other person that lost, because it's a lot more than 32,000. There's a reason they promote it, because you think, could be me. Mathematically, not going to be you. You cannot place negative value bets, negative percentage value bets long-term and win money. It's impossible. Sorry to say it. It's impossible. Now you want the good news? We are going to do it every week. We're going to come in every week, fresh as a daisy, and we're going to lock in, and we're going to find profitable live betting opportunities, spots where we have the information that others don't have. And we're going to hammer those spots, and we're going to make good money. Potentially. Nothing is guaranteed. You might get more down than I do. You might not get any down. I'm not going to say any of that, because number one, we can't guarantee anything. Number two, I would never guarantee anything, because this is not a guarantee game. I was up. I'll show you the numbers soon. I was up last year, but next year I could be down. It's going to be very hard because of what I'm about to show you, to be down. But, we could get reckless. I could go on tilt. I could place the wrong size bets. I could make mistakes. Anything could happen. So there is no guarantee. There is only probabilities. And that's what we're going to deal in this new year. What are the probabilities and what's our edge? So let's get into that. You guys know how I feel about the parlays and all that stuff. It's all nonsense. We got to be careful. And here comes the education. Yeah, let's do a little different screen here. How about this one? Ugly. How about this one? Oh, that's a good one. Here's a good one, guys. Me right here. Bottom right. So, getting a sip here. Mm. This is the entirety of last year. UFC Vegas 101. That's when it all got cooking. It's when we all got cooking along. And that was the beginning of the first quarter. We actually took an L in the first one. We lost 4.4 units, but after that, we never dipped below the 0 line. So it was just the first bet, first event of the year. We lost money and then we accumulated money. Now, what was interesting about this chart, live betting starts around, let's see if I wonder if I could use an arrow pointer. Guess not. But if we look here, go to DWCS 6, Noche, Paris, Shanghai, right around UFC 108. That's when we started live betting. So that's right here at the 30 unit mark, right after the end of the second quarter, going into the third quarter. So we had done a few bets in the third quarter. And yeah, we were at 30 units. Now, if you look here, this was a roller coaster. Went all the way up to 80 units in that first quarter, closed the first quarter at 77.01 units. Absolutely fantastic. All pre-fight betting, no live betting. But then look at this, same thing. Giveth and taketh away. Boom. I got absolutely crushed. And I had increased my unit size at the end of the first quarter because I was rolling profits in. But I made mistakes there on the math, which we'll get into later. But it was a great learning experience. And what this taught me here is that you cannot just bet into a market. You can get lucky. You can win 77 units, but you can lose it just as fast if you're just flipping coins and you're just thinking, I'm predicting the fights. And sometimes you predict amazing things and it's great, but it's not a long-term way to make money consistently. And this swing can be extrapolated out to year over year. So if I continued with this pre-fight betting strategy all year, maybe I would have been up 100 units by the end of the year, but maybe I would have been down 100 units and I would have been bankrupt. And I'd be done. Part of the goal in any sort of investment or betting is you need to stay in the game. Chip in a chair. You can't go broke. So bankroll management becomes absolutely vital. Now I have some of my own rules. Never bet money you cannot lose. And if you're not in a situation where you can lose that money, don't bet it. It's just like in investing. If you can barely pay rent and all your food and your bills, and you're trying to beat the S&P 500 against hedge funds and all these people that do it all day, and you're over there thinking you know what's going on, the psychological disadvantage of not being able to lose the money as opposed to all the other people who could waste it and move on and make better decisions, you're going to go on tilt. You're going to make mistakes because you're doing it to literally survive. You don't invest to survive. You don't gamble to survive. You do it to survive long-term if you have an advantage. But in order to take advantage of the advantage, you need to have a bankroll that if you lost it, you might be sad, but you won't be starving. So first rule, do not gamble money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 1. What's rule number 2? When you're betting a single event, variance in math is real. So this is what variance is. I didn't change anything. I was betting this way and I won 80 units, 77 in the first quarter. Then I lost 57 units in the second quarter. That's variance. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you go on winning streaks, sometimes you go on losing streaks. And when I say sometimes, I mean always. If you flip a coin, see this coin? It's a beautiful dollar coin. Harry Truman on the front. Coins are beautiful. 50 Cent, the rapper 50 Cent, you know why he called himself 50 Cent? Because it's a metaphor for change. I also think 50 Cent or the 50 cent piece, the JFK one, it's my favorite coin. Why? Because I love the idea of something being 50-50. Half the time you win, half the time you lose. Perfectly even, perfectly balanced, fair. We are looking for balance when we are betting. We want to balance out the risk and the reward. The more you risk, the higher the reward, but also the farther you fall if you don't hit the 50-50 flip. What we are trying to do is turn this coin from a 50-50 coin to a weighted coin, to a 55% coin, a 60% coin, because that's the edge. If you said that this coin was going to land on heads 55% of the time, you would still need to use bankroll management to place your bets, because even with the 55% coin, if you bet all your bankroll 100% on the one flip, if you go bankrupt and you lose, you can't bet on the next flip. So you need to save yourself for a flip. And there was a man, which we will go into in the next slide, who created the system that is still used today, by the way. Even though people shit on it, they shouldn't, because everything they do is based on it when it comes to investing and betting on sports. So how did this go after that roller coaster first and second quarter? It went well. We had what I love to see, which is not a spike, but a slow climb, a beautiful uptrending line that goes slightly up more and more. Are we always up? Absolutely not. But the peaks are higher than the valleys, and it slowly climbs till we hit 77.46 units on the year. And that is absolutely fantastic. This was our live betting cumulative. This is what I want to point out. UFC Vegas 108. Our cumulative for everything mirrors our graph on the live. The live betting is the correlation to exactly what we need, the slow and steady climb. But we are going to amp that up even further this year. Here's some more numbers. Live betting and overall. Now, very blurry, very, very blurry. But what are you going to do? I'll just tell you what the numbers are. So, quarter one, we wagered 186.44 units, and we made 77 units for a 41% ROI. Obviously not sustainable. Quarter two, reality sets back in. We bet 210 units at a 50% unit increase. Big mistake there. And we lost 57 units. So even though I was up on the units, I was down on the amount. Not good, not good. Minus 27% ROI. Quarter three is when we started cooking. 26 units, 10% ROI. Quarter four, 31 units, 11% ROI. That's the sweet spot right there. That's the sweet spot right there. 10 to 15. Maybe I'll get, actually, I know we're going to get to 20, but we got to get there first. We got to work on it. So the total at the end of the year was 930 units wagered for 77.46 units total. It's an 8.32% ROI. And even that's question. It's my turnover ROI. So that's my total number of bets. If you would have, let's say you gave me 5,000, and I was betting, 1% unit size, which is what I do. I do bet 1% unit. It'd be $50 a unit, and we would have made, what is that, 3,600 out of a $5,000 investment. So you could look at that. For an investor, the ROI would be much higher. But we don't have investors. We ain't talking about all that. I want to know, how much did I have to put out and how much did I get back as a result, me personally. And so it was 930 units, 77.46 with an ROI of 8.32%. Very good. Great ROI. Here's what I like even more. Take a look on the left side at the average per event. This is live betting on the left side here. At the top, I have the numbers: 156 or 59.21 units wagered, 26.39 units profited for a 16.57% ROI. That is very good. That levels out risk. The amount we have to bet, invest, wager, whatever you want to call it, we get more returned. For every dollar we bet, we get a lot more returned on the live betting because there's less variance. There's more information that we know. Our edge is higher. So we want a higher edge, and we want to crank up these numbers on the live side because that's where we're seeing the most edge. And the other place we're going to crank things up is on the prop side, because we did see that using the props as a hedge on the live betting is a way to hit big payouts, small bets, and we only need to hit a few every event, and it can really carry us. I'm going to avoid pre-fight betting at all cost unless there's something I really don't, that I see that really doesn't make sense. Peter Yan plus 315, perfect example. Made no sense. Had to bet it. However, in general, we're going to look live because the numbers don't lie, and they say live is the way to go. My favorite part now, I get to talk about my guys, my dudes. Okay, two people you've never heard of that you really should have heard of. There's a reason you don't hear about fellas like this. I actually just found this out, by the way, something so interesting. Claude Shannon died in Medford, Massachusetts in 2001. That means he was living in Medford, Massachusetts when I was living in there. 96 through 99. I loved, Medford's one of my favorite places. They made a movie about a river called Mystic River. I used to live on the river, literally on the river. Big field there, fantastic place. Anyways, Claude Shannon is the creator, the inventor of information theory, MIT scientist, also worked for Bell Labs, also became an extremely successful investor using information theory. But the main contribution that information theory is he invented bits and bytes. The only reason I can even talk on this mic right now, the only reason I can live stream to you guys all from my apartment all over the world is because this guy figured out that information, it's code. It's a code. And he figured out how to move large amounts of information through bits and bytes, through because computers used to be mechanical. They used to be gears. They'd take up gymnasiums because they thought that's how you did the computing. And he figured out, no. As above, so below. The circuit board can be made, and information can be lots of information can be coded and transferred through mediums to get to the person. So a guy you've never heard of literally is the only reason we're talking here today. His name's Claude Shannon. As part of information theory, though, Claude Shannon also stumbled into basically probability theories and theories on how to invest and use math to manage bankroll, make investments, and find edges. And the man who really took advantage of that was John Larry Kelly Jr. And he created the Kelly criterion, which has been used it's been used in sports betting for as long as he's been around. He was born in 1923, died in 1965. Short life, but discovered so much, worked at Bell Labs, and discovered so much information on how to manage risk and created something called the Kelly criterion. Okay, so little screenshot from my spreadsheet. And this is something that I am going to be working on in the new year. I didn't use Kelly. I was not using Kelly. I was just going straight wager, and I'd increase every quarter, decrease every quarter based on, I didn't end up decreasing, but I would increase and decrease based on the Kelly system. So Kelly system is two ways. Number one, it's bankroll management. So I just put here, for example, 1,000 is our bankroll, theoretically. So let's say we had $1,000 bankroll. That means that we would have about a $10 unit size bet. So our standard unit size, 1%, is going to be 10. The Kelly system treats this a little bit different. So in the Kelly system, you are placing bets based on edge. And edge comes from, let's start at the top, event probability. American to percentage. So a minus 400 has an implied probability of 80%. What does that mean? Let's say I bet $400 to win 100 on a minus 400. I need to win that bet 80% of the time to break even. Let's do the math. I bet 400 to win 100. I win. That's one. I have $100 now. I bet 400 again to win 100. I win. Now I have 200. I bet 400 to win 100. I win. I have 300. I bet 400 to win 100. I win again. The fourth time. Now I have 400. I bet 400 the fifth time to win 100. I lose. I'm back at zero. That's your break even. That's how it works. When you see the minuses and the pluses, they represent a percentage you need to hit in order to break even. Simple, it's math, and it's not to be argued with because it's not an argument. It just is what it is. Okay. So I have these. This is my event probability. So let's say my event probability, meaning I have projected that in this scenario, my fighter wins 80% of the time. I base it on numbers. That's the numbers I'm going to be running with. I'm not going to go into them too much, but they're there. The betting odds is minus 250, which represents a 71% implied probability. That means that my betting event odds are 80%. The event. The odds of the betting line is an implied probability at a minus 250 of 71%. That gives me an 8.57% edge. So for every $100, I'm going to be making $8.57. Another way to put it is over time, I am going to make that money instead of lose it. Like, let's say you play blackjack at a casino, you have a negative edge. And so you will lose that money over time. That's why the casino house always wins, because they build in a mathematical edge. That's why they kick out card counters, because they flip the edge. A card counter flips the edge barely, though. It's a hard way to make an easy living because the swings are crazy. I don't think we're going to have swings like that because of what we'll go through later on. So I'm going to make up a new system here. I'm going to call it Jack Kelly for obvious reasons. Jack Kelly is going to be a bet size rounded to the nearest 2.5% of bankroll. Whatever that bankroll may be. I don't like to talk about cash because I don't know where you live. You might bet with yen. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. Turn them into poker chips. Okay. Turn them into casino chips. Like think of it as a casino chip. It's a unit. It's not even money. It's just a unit. So in this case, we do have the money listed out for explanation purposes. But if you look over here, Kelly sizing is being rounded to the nearest 2.5% of bankroll for simplicity and speed when live betting. Jack Kelly is going to be 30% of edge. Approximately. And so 30% of edge bankroll here. If we have right here an 8.5% edge, our bankroll is 1,000. Jack Kelly or Quarter Kelly is both going to come in at $25. Your unit is $10. So it's 2.5 units is what you will be betting based on Jack Kelly or Quarter Kelly. I'm not going to use anything else other than those two. And it's really going to depend on massive odds. So if a line is minus 1,500, your margin, you better be right on your projected probability, because if you lose that, it's crippling. So in this case, there's very few circumstances live where I'm going to be betting anything at like minus 250, but there are times, there's scenarios that's 83% that the fighter's going to win, and I can reasonably put a bet at minus 250, but I'm going to use Quarter Kelly because I'm going to have to, at Quarter Kelly, it looks like it comes in at 2.5% of bankroll, or 2.5 units. At a minus, let's just say at a minus 300, I need to put 7.5 units to win 2.5. And that's going to be Quarter Kelly on those big ones. So it's going to be a big risk. So I better be right at that 83%. For most of it, it's going to be Quarter Kelly, and that's going to be 30% of edge. Half Kelly would be 50%, and full Kelly would be 100% of edge. So what they say is bet 8.5. What Kelly says is bet 8.57% of your bankroll, which in this case wouldn't be that much. It would be $85.70, but we don't operate with a $1,000 bankroll. I'm not going to do $10 units, too small. Your risk profile is all that matters. So how much money do you have to put into your bankroll that you can afford to lose comfortably? That might be 1,000, it might be 5,000, it might be 10,000, it might be 20,000, it might be 50. Shit, it could be $10 million. Doesn't matter. Whatever you have that you can afford to lose, that you want to take that capital and make additional capital with it. But if you lost it, you took a risk and you lost, fine. Your kids are going to eat. You got to have shoes. No problems. This is very important psychologically to not lose your shit. So definitely make sure I'm not just saying this. And for people that, go to a sports book, put in $500, bet it all, win it, lose it, don't do that. Don't do that, because you are creating a bad habit. I used to do it. And, I created bad habits. You live and you learn, though, and you realize you don't win like that. So treat it like an E-Trade account, an investment account. You're putting the money in, you're leaving it there, and you're taking that money and accumulating more money, using the money. And don't ever, in my opinion, use leverage, meaning don't borrow money to try to make money at this, because can you handle the variance? Probably not. So back to it. I know this seems like a lot, but this is what the system is going to be based on. And one other key point is, let's say we win. Let's say our bankroll is 1,000 and we win 100. Our bankroll next week is going to be 1,100. And all of the Kelly bets are going to be based on the 1,100. And I have the spreadsheet already built. So when I put that in and I find my edge, I'm going to know what my Kelly bet sizing is going to be pre-fight. And then I'm going to cook on it. And I'm going to simplify it too, because when we're live betting, it's going to be, we have 30 seconds to get a bet in. I don't have time to be messing around with, decimals on a dollar, like, not going to happen. It's going to be rounded, it's going to be known, and we're just going to push it and hammer it. So Jack Kelly is going to be standard Kelly for me. Quarter's too conservative for me. Half is too much, in my opinion, in this spot, especially because we're a year in. Give me a couple of years at this, and I can show consistently that we're crushing. I'll go half Kelly. I'll go full Kelly eventually, because at that point we'll have rolled over and compounded our bankroll to the point where you're playing with money you made. So that's the goal. I'm not even going to get into these numbers, but just know I'm running large data sets. I'm not giving these out. People have asked before. You guys can run through the numbers. It's fine. It's a little bit complicated. Doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go to my spreadsheet and show you guys some stuff. But this is essentially the RIR percentage. And that is what Patty and Tyler are doing when they're judging the fights. They are showing the RIR, the round impact ratio. And that is showing you how close and how far the margin of victory is in each round. And there are metrics based on how badly one fighter beat the other, how it flips in the first and second round, where there are percentage probabilities of each fighter winning at those key spots. We are going to take those, compare them to the betting lines, calculate edge, and hammer it Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly style. Shit, I'm going to make merch that says Jack Kelly on it. Can't stop me. Oh, what's up, Addict? What's up? Guys, I kind of ignored the comment section. I'm glad VSP's holding down the fort. Sir, you're a gentleman. I didn't, for you, those of you who got here late, this is an authentic boar cat from the Ottoman Empire, 13th century, Turkish warrior hat. St. Patty, in all of his generosity, got me this for Christmas. It may be my favorite gift. And that's because I'm a weird dude. Just let's be honest. I like weird stuff. VSP, you are the man, dude. You are the man. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year, Coma. Graph it up. Graph it up. Addict, always good to see you in the chat. It's going to be a big year for Addict, too. God, dude, isn't this fucking thing sick? Dude. It's funny hat theory. This hat's going on whenever we have our dudes rolling in. Curtis has the funny hat theory as well. He loves a funny hat. I love a funny hat. And so whenever we get a moment, we're going to drop it on and we're going to be good to go. Now, I also got this for my brother. This was very cool. Nice little UFC hat. Promote the company. Be a good soldier, you know. But I'm not going to lie. This is the hat for me for sure. For sure. So, and I don't know if we got any Boston people here, but I got the Mayday shirt, guys. Any football going on? Drake Mayday. Love it. I had a very good Christmas. Hope you guys all did. But I did get a little itchy, you know what I mean? I got a little scratchy. I was like, didn't do much yesterday. I'm not good at not producing things. I'm actually really bad at sitting around. Patty! I mean, you got a hat, a bishop hat, a little St. Patty hat. I got conehead hat, a little Bork hat. It is 75 degrees here in Florida, so people are looking at me outside, but you know what we say? Fuck them. I'm Batman. My Batman hat. Dude. I walk out with this hat and it's just a river, dude. It is just wet like you read about. It's raining outside. I'm going to walk into the gym with this hat on and be like, don't even think about messing with me. I clearly train in the Caucasus Mountains. Clearly. Okay, so let me share my screen. Let's go over here. Okay, that's that. All right. So I'm going to show you. Is it up here? Yeah, there we go. Let me get my little spot over here. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so this is going to be what I'm using. You guys can come up with your own system, but if you understand the basic concept of it, we're going to maximize when we have the largest percentage edge. So let's take an example. We're going, right? And the guy wins the first round and he wins it. Now, this is a very extreme example where we might get this opportunity once in a blue moon, but they do come. Let's say a dominant first round just kicks the piss out of them. It's 83%. They should be a minus 488 at that moment. Now, let's say the betting market was just dumb, Dumbo on Dumbo. And now there will be a circumstance too where if one of the fighters was heavily favored, you might see something like a minus 110. Now you have to also calculate in here, is this fight going to the distance or is it not? If it's projected to go the distance, or it's very likely based on pre-fight odds, based on everything, it's going to be much more certain. It's going to feel much more, this round is going to matter a lot more. And so if let's say we were getting a minus 110, that's a 52.3% chance. It's an 83%. Let's just for the sake, given some big numbers here, 83% is what we have it projected at. We're getting odds of 52%. That's a 30% edge. It's massive. It's huge. Kelly actually says bet your whole bankroll. We're not doing that. Sorry, Kelly. I love you, buddy. John Kelly, you're my fucking hero. But I'm not betting 100% of my bankroll. It's just not going to happen. And a lot of people do say John Kelly was a risk taker. And his math is good, but it's better if you want to stay alive longer and not risk going bankrupt to which you can never go bankrupt in the Kelly system, but you can get pretty fucking low. So what I'm going to do is my own blend. It's going to be Jack Kelly. So let's say we were doing it at 10,000, yada, yada, yada. Let's say we hit that. We have 30% here. The bet size is 925 on like if it was $100 unit size, you're betting $925 on that event. And the reason is because you have to maximize your edge when you have it. If you just bet $100 with a 30% edge, great, you're going to win. Awesome, you won your minus 110. But then when you have your 5% edge later on and you bet 100 and let's say you lose it, you've now broken even. Actually, you've lost the VIG, the 10%. So you, with a 30% edge, bet 100, and with a 5% edge, bet 100. That's how you're going to lose long term. How you're going to win long term. Boom, boom, boom. You maximize your edge, and that's what we're going to do this year. I want to give you guys this as an overview, though. I don't care what you bet. If you're $1 million bettor, then figure out the math and do it. It's essentially 30% of edge. Full Kelly is 100% of edge. So in Kelly's system here, he says crazy stuff though sometimes too, but at 30%, technically you bet your edge. And so you bet 30% of the bankroll here. But I've seen other things where it's like at that edge, he likes to go all in. I don't know. I don't understand all that. But what I know is the basic formula for Kelly is edge is the percent you're betting on the bankroll. So you'd bet $3,000. I'm not doing that. Some people do the edge, 3,100 here. Some people do half Kelly, 15. I'm going to do my own little made up thing, Jack Kelly, because it sounds so cool. And then there's quarter Kelly, which I will use on the extreme ends of the betting odds. Because like I said, at a minus 300 to win 775, I need to bet about $2,200, which is a lot. It's 22 units to win 775, but with a 30% edge, you're good. So that's why at that I'd do quarter Kelly. And then Jack Kelly will be reserved for the anything between the minus 250 minus or plus 250. Tell that non-subscriber. Okay. Next part. This is going to be the new master betting log. If you guys want to make something like this too, it's super simple. Let's create a bankroll size, okay? Here, someone in the chat, what should the bankroll be? VSP, give me a number. Give me an amount of money that you say I would be willing to lose that amount of money, but I would love to invest it in this wonderful sports betting venture, Jack Kelly Capital. 500. That's a very small amount. 1,170. Can I get a bigger bankroll here, guys? Give me some. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Let's do a bigger bankroll. Or no, I'm going to addict 1175. Let's do it. It actually doesn't matter. All right. I'm going to round though. Addict, I'm going to round it. Let's go 1,000. Let's say Addict built his bankroll to the 1175, took the $175, got his wife some nice lingerie, got her a lobster dinner, took her out to eat. Unit size 1%, $10. $10. So we are going to go pre-fight wager, unit prop wagers. So if we go up here, I'll highlight the pre-fight, the props, the live, and the totals. Let's start putting in random numbers, shall we? 6, 2, 6, 2. You're going to see a theme here, guys. 6, 2. All right. We bet 18 units total. We won 6. We had a 33.33% ROI. Good job, guys. We're at a total of 6 cumulative units, and our unit size is $10. Now, let's take a look here at our next bankroll amount. So we made 60, right? Now, I should have had this. I think I actually do have it already. Yeah, I think I already have it built in here. I do. Do. 6. Got it. Plus that times that. Oh, nope, that's not right. Okay. I'm going to do some math here, guys. Bear with me. Tell that non-subscriber. The VSP is worth is never done. There we go. So our unit size for the next event will be $10.60. Now I'm going to do a rounding factor. So I'm actually going to accumulate, and then I'm going to bump it for speed in the live betting to 2.5% of bankroll. So in this case, this would have to get up to what is it? $2.50. Yeah. So it would get up to $12. And let's get up there actually. And then let's copy and paste this. Let's do it again, fellas. Let's do a randomized number here. Of course, because they're all the same. It's exactly the same, but we won 7.8 units. So the 7.8 units gets tacked on. And now we're betting $11.43. Now, once we hit the 12 50. Yeah, it can be for whatever. You guys, if you want, can just roll it over and bet $11.43. Too many digits. Doesn't matter enough to me. I'm going to have certain markers, which is going to be 2.5% of the original bankroll. It's going to flip up, and it's just going to keep things very simple for me, very easy to place exact bets. But I'm going to increase bankroll, or when I lose, I'm going to decrease bankroll or unit size. So the bankroll, as it goes up, the percentage, I'm going to compound the original bankroll with the winnings, and I'm going to increase the bet sizes based on that. And this combined with the edge betting system is what I believe we'll see, right? It's just a hypothesis, but I'm going to combine my own Kelly and the system I've been using, but a little bit more nailed down and taking advantage of those big moments. These big moments, these big edges that we're going to have through the live betting, because these edges aren't going to exist, pre-fight for the most part. We're going to be pretty locked in. So we got to find spots live where they make mistakes. That's it, in my opinion. We'll see. Now, you can flip coins and you'll win. You can win too, flipping coins. But I think long term, with the VIG, you're not going to win flipping coins. So we gotta find our spots here and bet it. And that's what I'm going to be doing. What's going on over here? LOI, I shouldn't say this, but I did that while driving home on Tuesday. Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Patty, DJ St. Patty. He's a multitasker. Just don't say it to the wrong people because they'll get you, Patty. Be careful. Don't text and drive. Don't AI music and drive. We're very safe podcasts here. Very safe. All right, fellas. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the name of the game. The first event of the year that we're going to be doing is that beautiful, beautiful time. What is it? January something? January 23rd, I think. First ever UFC 324, first ever Paramount Plus. No pay-per-view cost. We're going to be locked in. We're going to have a ton of live betting spots. And here's what I suspect. I suspect that the accessibility that Paramount Plus is going to, if we get lines for Octagon, we figure out when it is, we call up someone in Poland and ask them for a stream link or something, then we'll do that. Patty's itching too. Patty needs to judge something, or he's going to get two homeless people to get into a fight, and he's going to live score it. You're going to be sitting in the McDonald's window just going, he's up, he's down, he's up, he's down. Patty's going to bring a stack of cash and be like, fight for this. And then he's going to live stream it. And then I'm going to be like, the guy who shit his pants, he just landed a big shot, but the line's plus 200. Bet him live. That would be, I think we'd for sure not get our YouTube. We'd be kicked off YouTube. Patty would be on Rumble with all the other people the lost souls who have been banned from the YouTube. The Judge, yeah. Oh, we should do a sick Judge song. Patty, we should make more. We should make a lot of music. That's what we can do. In the time off, I'm gonna keep reading my book, Fortune's Formula, guys. John Kelly, The Kelly Criterion. Beautiful book. Beautiful book. And I'm going to further refine this. this was all, I just put this together. I couldn't stand not having a live stream to talk about something. I was talking a lot on Christmas, but it wasn't about the numbers. And so why, like Patty just said, it's his purpose in life. My purpose, I got to find the number, guys. I'm looking for the number. And maybe it's a lot of numbers. That's a quote from the movie Pi. If you haven't seen it, you'll probably hate it, but check it out. I love it. It's a weird fucking movie. But he needs to find the number. I need to find the number. Patty needs to find the number. By the way, guys, we're also going to be streaming on Twitch. We're going to be streaming on Kick. We're going to be streaming on YouTube, and we're going to be streaming on X. We would love YouTube to be our main streaming service. We would love for them to have all our business. Unfortunately, they don't necessarily always want our business. So we're going to do our best. We're going to cooperate. I had a very good talk with the AI chatbot that they pretended was a human. We got along great. You know, she was very nice. She didn't exist, but she was a very sweet AI, if you will. Don't know if she was hot or not. Who knows? That would be sweet, though. Google, try that. Give me like a hot AI avatar to like tell me why I can't, get my my channel fully approved. And then I'll probably just be like, okay, yeah, that's fair. I get it. But until then, I'm gonna keep on pushing. I think eventually they're gonna just say, yeah, these guys are fucking awesome. And what can we? It's undeniable. They're helping people. They're creating a community. 2026 is gonna be a great year, guys. I just know it. I can feel it in my bones. And so it's just going to be all positivity here. And even when we lose, we really won because we learned something. And we also know that variance is going to hit us. 2026 will be fire. Exactly. But yeah, I think actually, I don't just think, I know this is gonna increase things and make things better because I have the numbers. It's a small sample size, but it's not that small. It's a good chunk of fights. And interestingly, as I keep adding to it, the percentages don't change that much. It's about 70. It's about 66. About 2/3 of the time, winner of round one wins the fight. Okay. Not tremendously useful, but something to look at. And I will say, when it's really useful? When they think the other person won the first round and it's scheduled to go the distance. And we know our person won the first round and they're giving us a plus 150, a plus 200. We're going to make money long-term on those bets. It's undeniable. Now, doesn't mean we're not going to have bad luck. Maybe a guy gets a cut on the eye in Africa and they're like, no, you can't fight anymore. Okay. It is what it is. We move to the next one and we do it again. And in the long run, which is all that matters, guys, it doesn't matter if we're up 1 week. Who fucking cares? What are you going to do? Go party for what? You're going to take your money out and go party and then lose the next week? No. We keep the money in. We compound it. Albert Einstein. Compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world. We're going to compound our money, build it, stack it, lose it, regain it. And we're going to live by the math and understand that if we play the game as the universe has set it up, we will win. And if we violate the universe laws of math, we will lose. So we're here to win. We will win. And we're going to have a great time. So like Patty said, check out for maybe Octagon. If we can get a stream, if we can get live odds, we might jump in on that. But as of right now, January 23rd is UFC 324. We're going to be locked and loaded, and we're going to be ready to start the year off amazing, incredible. I did go through. These are the next right here. These are all the fights UFC has listed. It's a beautiful thing. Lots of pay-per-views, lots of fun events. UFC London will be fantastic. Seattle's always a little sketch, but Mexico City, Houston, Texas judges. Okay, we're going to have some exciting times coming up. But the first three are going to be absolutely fire. We'll see where we're at. And we'll go to Crush 24th. Sorry, guys. January 24th. You'll see us. Follow us on X. Notification bell on YouTube. You'll see it coming. I did an interview with Patty. I got to edit it. I have the time now, guys, and I'm going to put it out. And it's him telling about how he came up with the analyzer, because without the analyzer, none of this is possible. And without it on the stream, we won't, I'll just be throwing darts against the board, flipping coins, winning and losing, spinning my tires. So we don't want to do that. We need the analyzer. We love the analyzer. And this gives a little backstory on how he came about it, how he got into judging, how it works, some stories. So it'll be fun. So I'll put that interview out probably maybe by the end of the year or first thing in the new year. And we'll keep looking too for stuff. I like to put out content. I like things that you guys can enjoy and, learn from during the time off. And then once we get into it, we're going to have 52 weeks. I think it cuts down to about 44 weeks of betting, but we're going to have multiple events some weeks and stuff like that. I think we're going to get into probably, I don't know, what did we do last year? Let's take a look. How many total events were wagered on last year? $56 individual events. We did more events than we had weeks. Amazing. And I think it's going to go up from here. So we're going to lock in, guys. We're locking in. We're going into the new year. Excited, ready to roll. Warrior hat on. Gambling shoes laced up. Analyzing fingers nimble. And we're going to crush 2026 in all aspects. Seriously, guys, everyone who's supported the stream, come on here, watched us get, our live stream get taken down, come over to Twitter, put stuff in the chat. I mean, let's shout out everyone here. Obviously, VSP, everyone in the chat, like and subscribe and share. The Grinch will take back those presents. Well, damn. I didn't even know the Grinch could do that. St. Patty, as always, my man, got me this hat. Oh, my God. Patty, this is I have some gifts I really liked. All weird stuff. I got this cool. Look at this. It's a freaking feather, dude. Which I can write with. Little things like that just get me fired up. But I don't think I have used and enjoyed anything more than my boar cat. So thank you, Patty. Thank you for everything. MMA Addict, pleasure having you on the stream. Pleasure getting to use some of your content, verify bets. I think you have a great system as well. That's another thing, guys. Like we're fighting against the bookies. We're like the more we can bring each other in and share information, like we're like David against Goliath. We're against FanDuel. We're against these conglomerates who have every algorithm, have every tool at their disposal, marketing budgets, analysts, MIT math guys. And I'm over here in a boar cat in my studio in Florida streaming to you live, and I'm going to win because it's like 300. It's like the Battle of Thermopylae. We are against the odds, but we will win. And Mr. Addict has the content to help win as well. And honestly, his is pre-fight stuff, which is perfect because we are props and live. Get his pre-fight stuff, combine it together. Who knows? Could be in it. We could create our own little hedge fund. Anyways, guys, thank you so much, Addict, for joining, giving all that info, being who you are. It's much appreciated. Coma, you're the man. He crushes on bets too. No Curtis today, but we got to shout out Curtis, an OG like you read about. And he's just been, from day one, he's been a prop star. And he finds those props and he bets them. There's nothing special about me. I just have a big mouth. I'll talk. I'll sit here with this hat on and I'll do this. But there's plenty. What I like about our stream is we got smart people in the stream. Smart people that give good information and help cash tickets. And that's all we're here to do. So no ego, just straight cash, homie. Let me get that one up. Where's my straight cash, homie?
Straight cash, homie.
There it is.
Bing, bang, boom.
Fuck yeah.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Oh, yeah. VSP, king of the shot. Guys, it's going to be so fun. Sound bites. Oh, and check out Patty's channel, too. Put it in the chat. You know, you guys can watch this back, too. Thank you, sir. Wow. I'm personally going after YouTube this year if they start to appreciate that, sir. We're trying to kill them with kindness, but we're also going to kill them with diversification. So if they want us on, then we're going to have other spots that we're streaming, so that we don't get pissed off, first of all, because I hate getting pissed off midstream if we get shut down. And if we have other avenues to put our stuff, it's going to be there. We'll still keep working on it. We're not doing anything wrong. We're actually doing what's right. If anything, YouTube should shut down the DraftKings FanDuel advertisements that are misleading to the public and lies, just pure lies. And then in the fine print, it's like, bonus money needs a 15 times rollover and people don't know that and blah, 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 blah. So, and by the way, even if they don't put a rollover requirement and they give you $100, it's still like the promotion of parlays and all that stuff is just, it's for the birds, dude. And they're doing it for an obvious reason. So there you go, fellas. There you go. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. 2026, we crush, all of us together as a team. And we take those compounded winnings and we buy even better gifts next year for our friends and family. So awesome stuff. All right, fellas, we're gonna end this on a note on my personal favorite song, The Next One. And I love this song for a few reasons. One of them being you don't have to worry about what's happened in the past. If you fucked up, if you made mistakes, if you were this, that, or the other, you lost all your money, you had a fight with a family member, you argued with family about, Trump or Biden or whatever, and I just, I'm bringing this up because talking to my family and stuff. And what I realized is like, all that shit don't matter. Who cares? Yes, sir. The year of the money. Who cares? 2026, if you add up the digits, comes to 1 and 0. That's the 0. That's the start point. We're going in. We're beginning. We were in the year of 9, and 9 is the end, And now we are at the beginning, start of something new. So yeah, reach out to your family and friends. Tell them you love them. Tell them you'll be there for them. And we will all be here for each other in the new year, crushing out bets, crushing out analyzing, and getting YouTube to finally respect our authority. Over and out, guys. Hope you enjoy the song that we've all heard many, many times. It's the best. It's the best.
I was just a young buck. I think I just turned 21. Watching Will do it live, thought I'd have me a little fun. Tail Jack on a finished prop bet, we were sure that we had won. But then Dan heard that phantom horn and it all became undone. I hurled my laptop across the room. I knew I was in too deep, going over the play I made till I could hardly sleep. Oh, the hurt seemed endless, thought I might as well be dead, till an OG in the chat spoke up, and this is what he said. Go tell that last second loser, that unfortunate son, tell the gambler in the shadows, one day his time will come. Tell that non-subscriber that VSP's work is never done. Tell him you can't win them all, you can only win the next one. Next one. All of a sudden my eyes were open, like the day that I was born. The beauty is in the struggle, even the prettiest rose has thorns. No more trying to be perfect, broke the chains, now I am free. Next time you're about to lose your shit, decide what kind of man you wanna be. Go tell that last second loser, that unfortunate son, tell the gambler in the shadows, one day his time will come. Tell that non-subscriber that VSP's work is never done. Tell him you can't win them all.